Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, that way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm here. Are you here? Hello, everybody. How are you? My hair, oh my gosh. It's getting long. How is everybody? How are you doing? Hello, hello. The recording is new. Yes, Julie, that was new. I also had a new starting sound because apparently after 5 years of using the same copyright-free song for my live stream intros, YouTube has decided to tell me that I have a copyright violation, even though whatever. So I had to change that. So yes, it's new. Hello. It's all synced up, right? How is everybody? I hope you're well. I hope you had an amazing week. And I don't know why I had this out. I guess I had it out for something else. I might not need it today. We may. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll stick it in here so I can find it later. You've missed the start. Here, I'll let you listen. You ready? Okay, ready? It should be like a clock ticking with a little chime or something. I don't know. That's the new sound. That's the new starting sound. Yeah, my old starting sound was perfect. I loved it. It was just a light and little easy song, you know, kind of get you upbeat. But apparently YouTube's being a pain in the rear. And I've reached out to the person who owns the sound to get the whatever I needed to certify it with YouTube, but they have not replied to me. So I just changed it. So now every day I get an email from YouTube that says, you're in copyright violation. There is a song by so-and-so in your video. We have removed monetization. So I have to go in and remove the sound. It's a pain. Yeah, we've been conditioned to the other. This one's new. Completely different. Because it's not a song, it's a sound, I guess. So hopefully I won't get dinged by YouTube. Again, this one is also copyright free, so you're allowed to use it. And I save the web page where I got it from so that if I ever have a dispute, there's an email. You're supposed to email them, whatever. So all right, so I'm working on my Peacock themed journal. This is a journal that's going to be for me, and basically I've been given some items over the years. I have collected a few things. I have downloaded some digital images. I have saved some physical ephemera. In fact, today, if I got it, I noticed my mother-in-law always gives me these packages of note cards. Sometimes there's a calendar. Sometimes there's envelopes. Sometimes there's stickers and notepads. And I didn't even notice it at first, but she gave me this one. This is from St. Jude. And can you see the little peacock at the bottom? So I haven't decided if I want to use this as it is or if I want to cover up the St. Jude or cut it down shorter. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't feel like Linda, right, Julie? Because you've had that other for 5 years. So I don't know. We'll see. If I get the rights back, meaning they can allow me to use it, then we'll do that. So yeah, isn't that cute? Yeah, so my mother-in-law gets mail from all sorts of people trying to get her and my father-in-law to donate money, to give them money for whatever thing. And so, cool, not cuckoo. So she always gives those little things to me that she's not going to use. So last week, this is what we did for my page, if you will. So I'm making these little inserts. They are about 1/2 inch wide. They are 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I'm decorating all 4 panels. That'll be glued into a spine, and then I'll have a Midori style journal, which is a journal that comes out of the main cover. It has an elastic band. And then I'll have an additional one of these with 4 panels decorated. So this was last week's decoration, and it will be mounted onto the page here like that. I did make some modifications to this piece. Last week I had already made tabs, but they were too short because once I finished putting this thing together, it is very thick. I don't know if you can see just how thick that is. It's almost a ½ an inch thick with stuff. So I added bigger pieces of paper and made about a ½ an inch gusset on the side. And I just used my distress inks to give it a blue color. So because you can kind of see it when it is on the page like that. And I guess I can show you what we did inside. So inside this pocket, I took an envelope and covered it with a paper book and a page and a napkin. And then I just had this journal card from Calico Collage that is actually a domino size image, but I told my computer to crop a couple of the images and then print it at a different size. So that's how I got this size. And then in here is another pocket. I'm trying to get that out. And this is from the Royal Peacock journal kit, and that is in here. And then I used some real feathers. I had a sequin and some bling and some of this tulle that's kind of glittery. On the back side, I just added another peacock image. And then this goes in a pocket here on the front, so that's going to be mounted on here. I haven't put these together yet because as I have been playing with them, I'm trying to decide which way I want them to go. So they're not necessarily going to be installed in the same order as they were created. This is going to go into a top-loaded pocket. So this will be a pocket on this page. And I showed y'all last week used some scrapbook cardstock. This is a piece of black cardstock that I stamped on with acrylic paint. It's a little peacock feather. And behind here, I had this strip of paper, and so I made it look like a tag and folded it up so it has some writing space. And I used some more of this gold stuff. I've been using it quite a bit. I have quite a bit left. I think I've got a few yards here all rolled up. And this is from the Christmas department. Whenever you go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or some home decor place where they have this tulle available, and I always buy that kind of stuff when they mark it way down, especially after Christmas, because if it's a universal color like gold and silver, I can use it. If it's not a designated print for Christmas, then I can use it in other projects. I have one kit left, Heather. I have one physical kit left for the Royal Peacock. It's one of my very first kits. If you want it, send me a message either on Facebook, email, whatever, and I will pull it from my shop because I think it's still active as one item in my shop. So there was a tag here, and then this flips over, and I had created some envelopes last week, but when I went to put it together, I wasn't paying attention and I did not cut the angle correctly for what I wanted to do. So I took some other paper and I did it with more teal blue. Then this one is purple and blue. I did the same stamping on it. I went ahead and I cut all the envelopes at the same size because I knew that one was taller and one was shorter, and I wanted to have them match a little bit better. It may not have been necessary to do that. I cut the envelope. I just saw one. Where'd it go? Is it here? I just had it because I was looking at it earlier. Oh, here we go. So I cut the envelope. So basically, I just cut it at a diagonal. And then I decided afterwards to cut that down. And I did save that little strip. Next time I were to do this, I would make sure that I reverse them so that I get this opposite effect. Anyhow, so I created the new covers, and then in the pocket, this is the Royal Peacock Mini Journal. I do not have any of these left. If you, unless it's a miracle. The Peacock, oh, the stamp. No, that was one of Beeline Designs. This is from the Royal Peacock Mini Kit. I believe you can still get it as a digital download. If you can't find it, let me know. Send me a message and I will reply to that with a link. But I just added some other of my mop-up pages to make it a full journal. And that's what goes in this front envelope. And then this was just a card that I found. I'm a member of a website where I can buy designs to put on t-shirts and embroidery designs. And they happened to have a few of these designs that were peacocks that I thought, well, this will be pretty to use. And so that's where I got a couple of these. Back here, I didn't get a chance to do this with y'all last week, but I think you get the gist of it. I took the same peacock feather, which was this Beeline Designs peacock feather. I'll have to ask Beverly if she has any of these made up. If y'all are wanting the set, there's a set of 4 stamps that this comes with, and I think it's like Feathered Friends or something like that. It has a saying and some other stuff with it. Anyhow, I stamped it with gold ink or gold paint. I did go to Hobby Lobby and I bought one thing. I bought this acrylic paint because it was 50% off. Hey, Sheila. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. And so I stamped the background with it. This is one of Calico Collage's, I think it's hers is Spring Peacock. So if you look in the description box down below, you should be able to go to Calico Collage Peacock images, and that should pop up. If it doesn't, let me know. It may have needed to be re-enlisted. I mounted it on a black cardstock that I painted the edge with some gold paint, and I just kind of made it a messy, not perfect, because I thought it just gave it a nice, neat texture. The notes is one of my rubber stamps that was on a scrap of paper, and then I took another piece of paper and painted it gold to give it that really elegant look to it. I haven't bound the journal yet, but I did put a couple of pages inside. This is some Tattered Angels dyed paper, and then this is some coffee dyed paper. So I've got those inside here, and I'm trying to decide, do I want to add any more pages or just go ahead and bind it? And then this fits into an envelope back here, and I always have to kind of fuss with it the first time I stick it back in. There it goes. I will tell you that when you go to glue these down, you've got to be careful because of the way the envelopes were situated so that I didn't glue them shut. This is just a repeat on the other side, so it's pretty much the same thing. Another journal card here, and then that goes like that. I haven't decided if I needed any other decoration. This book is so thick now that I really don't want to add too much more to it. Thank you, Margie. You are so sweet. Thank you so much for all your generosity. I greatly appreciate you. You are an amazing lady. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is going to be one of the pages that will go in here. And then I'll just briefly kind of show you the others. This one I made during week 1. This one I made prior to week 1. And again, it has a big pocket in the back. It has multiple pockets here. This one has a tuck spot here, has a pocket here, and then it's got a bigger pocket that holds, I guess you could call this a little folio that has a few things. And I've been sticking stuff in it. So whenever I come across another little image that I think would work inside here, I've been sticking them in there. And I may keep doing that. Who knows? It's my prerogative, right? All right, so let's set this aside. You've got the gist of what I'm doing, I think. All right, so I've got a mess here of things. Okay, do I have some of those left, Robin? Because I didn't think I had any left. Thank you. I thought it was sold out. I may have 1 or 2. So this time have a book page that I'm going to fold in half. I want to decorate the front, have this be able to open and decorate the inside. This opening, I think, will be held closed with a magnet. This is my thinking, okay? So I've kind of been playing around with some of my supplies, and let's start with this mess. I even laminated some peacock feathers. They were really brittle, so I thought laminating them would be a good idea. All right, let's put this over here. There's a lot of them that are closing down. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. I just kind of was grabbing some things that I thought would go together. I was playing around with some stuff. And I thought I would tell you a little bit about how I came about this. I was looking at Pinterest, and somehow in my Pinterest feed, because I had done a search for peacocks, I got an image of someone that was working on a quilt, and they were doing it as an applique quilt. So they had taken some fabric and cut them into different pieces, and then were layering them up and then stitching them down. And so I sat here and I kind of hand drew my version of a layered peacock feather. And when I got done, I said, okay, well, I'll go ahead and look at my papers. So this is a gel print on a book page. This looks like scrapbook paper. Yeah, this is scrapbook paper. It even says how much it was. This was just a piece of blue cardstock. And then this was just a piece of black cardstock to make a little feather-like image. So don't be afraid to hand draw something out. Draw it out on a scrap of paper on a book page. What I did was I folded a piece of paper in half and kind of sketched my shape, and then I cut it out, unfolded that. I used this as a guide for my next page, so I drew this one on my next folded page of paper. And then I was like, okay, well, I want this one smaller, so then I just kind of drew that one smaller. And then I grabbed another piece of paper and I just kind of played around with how big do I want it until I got it the size I want. And again, I did it again, just kept kind of playing around with it. And I felt like I achieved a paper layered peacock feather, right? You like that? Thank you. Can't open the digital download? Okay. I'll figure out if I can fix it. Put a note on the spreadsheet for me. Aw, thank you. Margie, you're so silly. You don't like this, Julie? Isn't that kind of cute? Trying to come up with your own little decoration, if you will. I think my chat was not. Okay, there we go. Come on. Oh, there we go. We're at the bottom. So, and then I saved this because, you know, I may want to use it again someday. And I tried to make it small enough that I thought if you're doing a single page, it would fit pretty good. Okay? Is that, I mean, simple, right? Just simple. Now, what I want to do is I want to add a little bit to the two blues here. I don't know if I want to do anything on the black. Do we want to add some gold to that black? Maybe. Y'all can speak up in the chat while I get out some tools. This is, you know, a very important tool. This is the embossing powder spoon. I've got glitter embossing powder. Do we want to use the glitter embossing powder? Why not? I got it. We're going to make a mess. We're going to be good at it. I'm getting a scrap of paper. Move that over here out of the way. And I think I want to stamp these with the gold embossing powder. Yes, go basic, and then yes, you can add to it on your project. Exactly. And I was cutting it out. Yes, the spoon. You can, look at your gel prints, your mixed media pages. You can stamp a bunch of paper. You can use a book page that you paint, whatever it may be. You don't have to have actual scrapbook paper to make yours. Just make it out of whatever you have. Sparkly. All right, I think I'm going to use, because it's my favorite. It's my favorite. As I drop it on the floor. I've got the Henna Rose rubber stamp that's in my shop. That's one of mine. And I think I'm going to just stamp this right in the middle. And I'm going to get my tweezers. Where's Jennifer? I haven't showed her my nails. We haven't got together yet. She has a Peacock stamping plate, and I do not. So I just used a different plate that I felt it kind of gave a peacock feather vibe. And then I added some bling. Okay, that'll be sparkly. All right. I'm going to set that aside for a second. And let's go ahead. I think on this one, instead of doing the center, well, maybe I will do the center. I'll go ahead and do the center. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the center in the center of the design. All right, let's put this away. I've got a different pair of tweezers. This one isn't a spring-loaded one. Okay, now I'm going to close this up and put it away. Like that bling? It's sparkly! And I don't know if you remember, Heather, because I don't remember if we talked about it when you came from my workshop day. I make my own nails. I make my own press-on nails. All right, let's heat emboss this. So I've got this on a little pair of tweezers. I need to find another pair. I used to have a longer handle pair, but I don't know where they went. And I'm sure they're in this room somewhere, probably inside a project for some reason. Yeah. Robin, I have never made the Peacock mandala stamp for myself. I need to do that. Maybe the next stamp order I get, I'll put the mandala on the sheet to cut for myself. Remember when you're doing embossing, you don't want to have your face right over the embossing. If you're going to do a lot, I highly recommend that you wear a mask while you do the embossing, because you don't want to breathe in the particles. I don't care if it does say it's, safe to use. There's still something in there that I'm sure we do not need to be breathing. Hemostats. Yes, that's what I need, is some hemostats. Because then it just stays closed. This one stays closed. I think they might be in a box with jewelry making tools. Okay, there is that one. So what do you think? Doesn't that make a little bit of difference, putting that gold on there? Now, I didn't put gold on this one. I was thinking of stamping it in black, just to kind of help tie the black to here to there. What do you think? Probably some black. I'm going to put these back. See, and I have a spot now. So I made this little box. I don't know if any of y'all get the HP Instant Ink. And so this is one of those HP Instant Ink boxes. And I cut off the lid and I used part of the box to make little dividers. And this is over here to the side. And it has my Zig 2-way glue. It has my, because you never can find them, right? My pencil sharpeners, because they always disappear. So I put those over here. And then this has my This journal made by Stamp here. These are some of my commonly used little rubber stamps I like to have nearby. This is a bottle. Oh, here's another pencil sharpener. Here's another bottle of glue that I use occasionally. I did save this one. I need to cover it. So this was from Victoria's Secret. Oh, this was when I got perfume. It may have been given to me. I may have purchased it, but it's a little box. But it's really, it's really sturdy. It's a hard box. So I want to cover this because I found that I have a bottle of alcohol. This is one glue stick. This is my gym tack. And then Jennifer gave me these little refillable bottles that I fill with a little bit of watered down Aleene's tacky glue to give me that precision tip. And I keep that in here. And I've got it setting over here to the side, which kind of helps wrangle those items. So I'm trying to reuse more things. And I've also, I think I showed this. Might as well show it again. This is from the Dollar Tree here in Oklahoma, and it's an ice bucket. Do you see the little tabs here? So it's supposed to be an ice bucket, but it was shiny and sparkly, and I thought, well, that's kind of fun because I'm such a magpie. I need a shiny bucket, and I put my watercolor pencils. Yes, those are my watercolor pencils in there. I think that's my watercolor pencils. Yeah, that's my watercolor pencils. All right, so I'm thinking let's stamp. You love that with the gold? Isn't that pretty, Belinda? Thank you. So I'm thinking of stamping this one in black, and I'm going to use the same stamp. I am going to clean it off real fast because sometimes the embossing ink can kind of interfere with getting a good color transfer with a regular ink pad. And here I've got just archival ink, jet black. And I'm just kind of marching it across the ink pad to get a good coverage. And let's see. I'm going to do it in 2 stampings. Well, maybe I'll do it more than that. Just to help cover the whole thing. And then that goes in here. That goes like that. What else does it need? Does that look pretty good? The only other thing I'm thinking of, just because it popped into my head, is what if we did a gold edge on this one? So to do that, I'm going to get out my Zig 2-way glue pen. Okay, it's the 2-way glue. Because I have a little bit more control with it than trying to put embossing ink in an area. And I'm going to get out my embossing powder again. And what I'm going to do is just go right around this edge with the glue. Turning it around. Okay, now once I've done that, I'm going to take this piece and dip it. And I should have dried it a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'll get my little tweezers here. I'm going to use a paintbrush because I didn't want the embossing powder to stick on top. So I'm just going in here with a paintbrush and removing any of that glitter in the embossing powder. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now let's close this up and let's heat emboss that. Yeah, I think the edge is what it needed. All right, let's heat that one up. Paintbrush back. Trying to get this one side before I try to flip it around and do the other side. This embossing powder, because it's shiny, it's hard to really tell if it's been heated enough that it's melted. So I have to keep tilting it back and forth. Okay. All right, I'm going to move this around and do this side. It almost looks like an Easter egg, doesn't it? The shape of it. Now I'm trying to decide, do I need to do anything to the larger one? Okay. That should be cold enough now. Just flicking off any of that loose glitter. It got in a couple of spots, but I think it'll be okay. And then this will go on here, and then this will go right there. So, do we need to do it again to this piece? I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll do this edge as well in that gold glitter. I know I keep putting it away, but sometimes that's just it. I can make a journal really, really fast. I can make a journal really, really fast. But it won't have all the little minute details that like I'm playing with today. So I'm saying that because don't feel the pressure to hurry up and finish a journal or any project that you're working on. Of course, unless you've got a deadline that you're trying to make. But if you need, okay, maybe some purple, that might be a good idea. Okay, maybe a layer of purple in there. But don't ever feel the pressure that you have to finish something in a certain amount of time. I have a room full of things that haven't been finished yet, and I have no problems with them sitting there. My husband, on the other hand, wants me to get rid of stuff. This one you stamped on the edges. Well, I'm thinking maybe, I know that she said purple. Oh, wait. I've got a little piece of purple here. Let me see. If I were to put this right here and just cut it just a smidge bigger than this. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. You don't ever feel like you have to hurry up and finish something. All right, so I'm just going to cut this out real fast. This is some paper that I've had. If you've received any of my creative kits that have had the potential to warrant something purple in it, you may have received one of these pieces of purple. Okay, so what if we did that? That little bit of purple there. And then put this on top. I am thinking that maybe, should I do a black edge on that purple and then put a gold edge on the back leaf? I know you said stamping, Julie, but the stamping is not going to show up as much. And I didn't really want to cover up this part of the pattern. You like that? Okay, so let me see. I should have a black pen. It's a black permanent marker. We got a couple of them out in case one isn't working. Go back in. Okay. Yeah, hubby always wants to get rid of our stuff. Just leave my stuff alone. Now let's see, is this going to work? That one seems like it's dead. So we're going to throw it away. Let's see this one. Okay, that works. So, all right. Let's see if I can just put a little bit of an edge. Just a tiny, tiny bit. This is a thicker paper. It's not quite cardstock thickness, but it's not text weight thickness, this weird purpley paper. I think that's what it needed. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Because I know that the distressing won't really show up on this purple, but I think the black kind of makes that pop out. Okay, so now let's do this piece, and I'll add the gold to it. Oh, I have to show. This is another one of those HP Instant Ink boxes. So this time I cut a piece, and that's where I put my most used pens and markers. I haven't covered it with paper yet, but I plan on doing that. Trying to organize better. Trying to organize better. Okay, let's do this one. I don't know. Maybe you're too busy. Yeah, the bottom one needs some gold. That's where I'm going now. Let's do this one. Oh, was sticking to the page. This two-way glue will air dry and be tacky, which is fine if you're doing this process and it takes you a little bit of time. It will still stick to the glue, even if it is air dried. If you ever have a rubber stamp that's a cling stamp that won't stick anymore, you can use this two-way glue either on your acrylic block or on the back of the stamp, and it will make it sticky. Don't really need any more, do you, Margie? Okay, well, I got out the embossing spoon. I'm sorry, embossing spoon. We did not use you as intended today. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to hold that and let's emboss it. Okay. Yeah, I have one of those two. I like the two-way glue. I'm going to put something behind this so it can stay in one spot better. The painted page, the gel print, when it gets hot, kind of makes it curl. Yeah, you got to get it out and use it. That's why I want to put it where I can see it so that I will use it. I'm more of a visual person to use all the things that I have, and which is bad because I have so many things in my room that I can't see them all. So I'm trying a little at a time. I still need to work on it. Trying to organize things, group things together, make it easier that if it is inside of a box or a container, that it's really understood what's inside. And when you open it, it's easy to figure out because you can see it. In some cases, I've specialty loaded things. I've got a drawer over here, for example. And so this drawer, I have these boxes. So this says syringes, gloves, glues, wedge sponges, miscellaneous, stamp cleaner, silver polish. I think I'm out of goop off, and it has black shoe polish. You know, this one it's a cigar box, but it has super glues and there looks like a Sharpie in there. That doesn't go in there. You know, so I'm trying, and I'll turn it this way. This is some hardware pieces. And look, there's an empty space here. And there's a little bit of an empty space here. So I can put other things in there if I need to. You belong up here. Okay. So now that we've done all of that, I know, and again, I'm taking my time with this. So I'm thinking we're going to layer this up on here. And that is going to look so pretty on that page. Okay, so let's glue this together. I'm going to use some two different glues here. I'm going to use the Beacon glue, the Fabri-Tac glue, because this shiny paper is kind of this weird plastic paper, and that's acrylic paint. Sometimes Aline's tacky glue doesn't like to stick. So I'm going to use this glue to put it down. But I thought it would be just a fun way to make a little of my own ephemera. And I'm using scraps, I'm using leftover bits, gel prints that, the gel print originally, I don't even know if I still have it, here it is. Here's the gel print in a bigger piece, and it really kind of mushed. It wasn't really that good, but using it like that, I'm still using up a book page. I'm still, you know, using something that would have probably gone into a landfill. Okay, I like that. So now here's my other glue. Put this one away. I don't think I need it anymore. Okay. I like that gold. I like my glitter. Do you like glitter? You need to clear containers. Yeah. Yep, or you don't use them. I understand that. Clear containers are expensive. But I'm really liking how I haven't done all of them yet, but I've done quite a few of my cubby holes that were behind me by putting the boxes that I turned into drawers. And I've got labels on all but one. And I think it's empty. I haven't put anything in it yet. I think this one may be... Nope, I didn't put anything on that one. Oh, that was for... That stuff I'm going to need. I need to put a sticky note on there. Why did I do that? It's helped to have the notes on the front as to what they are. And this is the jewelry items. Oh, I better put charms because these are charms. I've been collecting some different, I'm all over the place today, I know. Y'all are just going to bear with me, right? I've been collecting beads and whatnot, and so I have to show you these. Is anybody interested in some fairy dust? I sell these at a couple of craft malls for $5. So it's a jar, and if I remember correctly, I think I did glue the cork on once I filled it with glitter, and it has a little clip on the end here. Let me get my tweezers so that my fat fingers aren't in it. So I don't know if you can see that it's got a little clip, so you can clip it onto things, or you could use a bulb pen. And then I've got them in different colors. So I've been putting all of these together in here. And then I was gifted, these are really cool, some beads that a lady made. I mean, they just have, like this one has the God's eye on it, which is kind of what the peacock feathers, you know, look like. So I thought maybe I might use that on the outside of my journal. I don't know. I got some more charms in here. Oh, and I found this. Isn't that gorgeous? That crown for $1.99. What else do I have in here? Oh, yeah. And I made tassels. What do you think? It's got a little sparkle on it. The purple. And then I made a tiny, tiny tassel to go inside the journal if I need to or want to. So I'm trying to do as much as I can of using up the stuff I have. Thank you, Bonnie. Aren't they cute? There's so many cute things to be able to work with. All right, let's put this kind of in the middle here. There it is. I thought I lost this little piece. Okay, and we'll put that right here. I like it. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Now, I haven't decided yet if I want to make this a tuck spot where we could put something behind there. That's a possibility. I may go get a piece of black cardstock because I think it needs it. Let's grab some. I know I have some over here already cut. That's the only bad thing. I really wish, you know, third world problems, and I'm wishing for more. But if I could have a room where basically I had an area that was all paper craft, one area that was fabric. I've got polymer clay making tools. I have resin tools. I have jewelry making tools and supplies. And if I could have a segment dedicated to each thing and it be large enough that I didn't feel like I only had, you know, 3 or 4 feet to work in, that would be a dream. All right, I'm thinking of putting this black. I think it needs that black. So I'm going to glue this onto here and then trim it out. I need a barn, Robin says. And I mean, I'm not wishing ill on my in-laws. I love my in-laws, but they keep telling Henry and I that we're going to inherit their property. And they have a large barn that can hold 8 automobiles. That's how big the barn is. They have a, let's see, one, I know they have 2 other outbuildings, and I know one of those is big enough that it holds a car. And I think the other one is big enough that it could hold a car, but it holds something else. So I'm like, well, you know, a 2-level barn, Robin says. Yes. Yes, you would need a scooter to get around, Margie. I got it. You know, I told Henry, I said, I'm going to get the barn. And he's like, nah, you're not getting the barn for all your stuff. I said, well, okay, well, then I'll take over the house. We'll turn this house into my craft room. I can set it up to where this house, I'll set it up as a craft B&B, Airbnb. You can rent it to come craft. All right, I'm just going to go around this edge real fast. I like it. Okay, now look at it on top of the gold paper. All right. All right, all right, all right. I like it, I like it. I need a drink. Too funny, Henry, right? She had it and she could do it. Huge pile of stuff. Yep. You know, and that's just it. I did not understand this until I've gotten older. I've basically got crafting ADHD, whatever it is. And I get hyper focused on how to do something, and I learn how to do it, and I get proficient at it, and then I'm like, okay, well, I know how to do that. And so I put all the stuff away in a box and I move on to something else. But it is good for me to have that knowledge, because I know if it comes to it, I can go back and reach back into that knowledge and say, oh, I remember when I did that, I could use that application here. So it may not be that I do that craft a lot, continuously, but I have the supplies to do it again so long as they don't go bad. And they usually comes to mind like, oh, let's try this, you know. This page back here was an experiment where I had painted a book page with gold acrylic paint, and then I used an embossing folder and ran it through my embossing machine a couple of times. Oh, I also stamped it. So I stamped on top of the gold paint to kind of give it some more texture. And I thought that would look kind of neat layered. And this is just a piece of paint page that I painted with acrylic paint. And I think I want to work on this for just a moment. I did not add some distress inks to the edges of these pieces, so let's do that real fast. Jack of all craftiness. Yeah, you know, and I don't think there's a problem with that. Only do those types of things if it's within your budget to buy the supplies. I don't see a problem with trying something out. I used to have a large group of friends that crafted. Most of them have moved away. Several have died. Some of them don't craft it anymore. And we would get together, once every 3 months for a big 3 to 6 months to a year, a big play day session. We would rent a building here in Yukon. Everybody would fill their cars up with stuff, and then we would have a couple of demonstrations because we were all rubber stampers at our core, but we all had these other things that we like to do as well. So one guy, he's amazing at all kinds of things, but his name was Chris Burnett, and he would come and we tie-dyed socks one time that he came. He taught us how to do precious metal clay. It's clay that once you fire it in a kiln, it burns down to the precious metal, silver, and it's usually 99.9% silver, and you can make silver jewelry out of it. So it was kind of neat to be able to do that because then you didn't have to buy all of the supplies necessary to try something out. You just said, hey, I know you're going to bring that, or I know you do that. Could you bring it? And that's what we did. We planned it all out. So everybody got an opportunity to try and do something new and different without spending a whole lot of money. Hey, Jennifer. So, you know, if there's something that you want to learn how to do, first of all, you might ask me if I've done it. And if I have the supplies and you're local to me, or if you would like for me to do a video, let me know. But if you're local to me and you want to come hang out for a day, let me know, and I will bring whatever it is and we can play with it for the day. You really love that blue? That's just a book page, and it's kind of a navy blue. I wanted this part to dry a little bit because I might want to go, I don't know if I want to go the sewing machine and stitch on this or leave it like it is. And I might stitch inside the gold area, not over it. I don't know. All right, so this can go down here. And I think because I put that black cardstock on the back of it, it can be a tuck spot here. So I'm going to lay that right there for now. I have a chipboard Peacock that's from, I don't know if I think I may sell these individually in my shop, but I think I also had these inside the Christmas Peacock kit. I do have plenty of the Christmas Peacock kits, y'all, which has a variety of the same colors, but Christmas themed. So they have snowman, and we have peacocks, and presents, and Christmas ornaments. So if that's something you're interested in, I do have those in my shop. But I thought I would do some mixed media on that. What I did prior to the live was I painted it with just some ivory acrylic paint. And I think I am going to get out my mixed media mat this time. I wasn't sure if I wanted it or not, but I'm going to use that. I'm going to put on some gloves. Now, I'm trying to decide if I just want this to be a mixed media look or if I really want to concentrate on making the peacock, you know, like his head blue and his body kind of a green and, you know, or just mix it all around. And I'm thinking just for ease, just mix it all around. I have some purple. Let's use, that's that blueprint sketch. And I have the re-inker. I need to get a re-inker for the Dusty Concord. I still haven't got one of those. Thanks for being here, Suzanne. Hello, hello, hello. Yay! Well, we're glad you're here. And remember, my videos are recorded. So even if you can't be here whenever I do my live stream, come back and watch the video. You can also speed it up on the gear if you want to get through it faster. I like that blue. Isn't that a pretty shade of blue? Let's get the purple for Dusty Concord. Okay. And we've got this guy here. So I'm waiting on that to soak into my pad just a little bit. I'm going to grab some of this purple and kind of add color. Didn't realize what time it was. Oh, you got a camera for your chicken set up? Oh my goodness. She's got chickens, Julie. Okay, so that's a little bit of purple. I don't think I need any more, so I'm going to put that away. But let's do the blue. I think I also want some green. Let's see if I can find, how about pine needles? I'm not using a lot of green. All right, let's add some tattered angels to it. I'm going to lay a piece of paper down. That's going to be kind of my water to activate it. I don't know if this green has enough in it to spray. Just going to get this where it's a little bit, not so much competition. All right, so I'm going to spray a little bit of the green. And we're going to spray a little bit of this teal. And I think I'm going to use my heat tool and just kind of dry it a little at a time. I'm going to raise this up. My mat that's under here, you can't apply heat to it or it'll warp it. So I try to pick it up. I sometimes have a cookie sheet nearby, but I think I have misplaced my cookie sheet. All right, so I'm noticing, I don't know if y'all can see, there's kind of a little green spot right there. And I don't know if I want it that dark. So I'm just going to grab a paper towel here. All right, so let's look at this. I think I can add some gold tattered angels. Let's see if I've got one. I got precious metal. This is a gold, if the sprayer works. I need to clean out my sprayer. Some of them have sat for a while, so they don't have a clear nozzle. Yeah, here's one. Okay, let's see if I can clean it. Where's my alcohol? Spray that. Nope. I need a needle. I can't. Oh, there. Wait. Maybe. Oh, no. Okay, it's not going to work. All right. Well, there's a will, there's a way. I'm cleaning out a paintbrush. All right, so I'm just going to dip it in, and then I'm going to come in here and just paint it on. Just kind of adding it in a couple of spots. Okay, now let's dry this. You won't be able to see as much as I will. All right. I think I want a little bit more green here. I think that helps with the layers. Okay, we're almost done with this. Gold or green? Yeah, thank you, Safina. How are you? I need to get one of those silicone baking sheets. Yeah. I have an amazing glass mat, but I keep switching back and forth because I get a glare from the lights on the glass. I'm kind of liking how that. So now when we put it, what do you think of that on the black? Now, do I want to add some gold to the black and stamp it with a design? I'm thinking maybe the peacock feather would be pretty stamped in the background. Do you want me to do it with the acrylic paint, or do you want me to do it with embossing powder? That is the question. All the scraps. Okay. I'm thinking, yeah, let's stamp in the gold paint. That kind of looks neat, doesn't it, where I sprayed that? Okay. Oh, I didn't get that dry all the way. Oh, emerald green. I got someone saying embossing powder, one says paint. You're saying emerald green. I don't know if I have an emerald green. That's not emerald green. I'm getting to my embossing powders. Oh, I do have this. How about that? Can you see that? I've got it. I might as well use it. I'm sorry, Sheila. I think you've been outvoted for glitter embossing powder. Oh, and I still have, yeah. Wow. I didn't realize I had so much. And I changed the way I have these too. I had all these jars. They were just kind of jumbled in a basket like these are a little bit. But I tried to put them where they're all upside down so I could see what color is inside quickly. And that just made it so easy because I just like, oh, I have green glitter. Okay. Here we go. I don't need my gloves. I'm not mixing with paint anymore. Put that away. Put that away. All right. I need a little scrap of paper. Okay. So I've got my embossing pad is my Versamark, and this is my dirty pad. This is what I use when I don't care what color the paper is, and I'm just going to use a colored embossing powder over the top of the stamping. If I was working with a pristine white paper and I wanted to use white embossing powder on something, then I would use my clean pad. So I have 2 of these. Actually, I think I have 3, but so that's why mine looks gross. You love that royal blue powder. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm just going to stamp this all over, going in different directions. Oh! Kind of give it that look of, I don't know, like a wallpaper maybe. All right, here comes the surprise, because you can't really see where it is until you add the embossing powder. I'll get my tweezers. Oh, now look at that. Can you see it? I think that'll look good. Okay, so I'm going to put the excess powder back into the container. And honestly, I will tell you this. If you ever get embossing powder and get involved with that, I don't ever use the tray that you're supposed to use to get rid of the embossing powder. I find that a clean sheet of paper that's nearby works perfectly well. And when I'm done with it, it goes back in the paper pile, which may get used, and it doesn't take up space in my drawer of embossing powder supplies. Thought I'd share that. Okay, let's heat this. See how it looks. Oh no! Okay, sorry. My hand hit the USB port, and I've done that before, so I think I'm going to have to fix this differently. You like it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it'll look good once it's heat embossed. You kind of see it coming up. It almost on my screen looks teal, but it's green. Yeah, the powder stuck too much. Paper works so much better. I agree. Now, I still have it. I think I have it in my jewelry making supplies to help with sorting beads. Oh, I like the way that looks. My thought was to put it up here with that on top of it. Let's see if this one looks better. This looks better, I think. Because then you have that one coming around. And then I was going to put this down here. And then I have a piece of fabric. And it says, aspire to be amazing. If I make this at the angle here, I don't want to cover it up though. I may have to not use the lace that way. Maybe I'll do something like that. And I was trying to decide if I want to put this at an angle. Something like that. Now, I think what I could do is sew this one down through all those layers. I think that would look kind of neat right there. And then this one will glue down. So I'm going to set this aside for a moment. We're going to get out the sewing cam. Sewing cam. Turn my sewing machine on. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here just to help hold that in place. The blue and the black, isn't it rich looking? I like it. I like how this is coming together. All right, let's put that right here. And then we'll glue this on top of it. You all want to know the color shade of the embossing powder? Oh, well, hang on. That was... Oh my gosh. Is it... Where's my other pair of glasses? I don't know. Does it say it somewhere? Okay, this says Zing Glitter Finish Green. That's by Zing embossing powder, which was purchased at Hobby Lobby. Does that help? Okay. So I'll put some glue on here. All right. Turn this around. I'm just going to put this where it's got a nice little border at the top and the side here. And then we're going to go over the sewing machine and I will stitch on top of here all the way around. I'm not going to worry about this part. I thought I might like the stitching, but I don't know that it's necessary. I mean, I could have stitched it, but I think this will be enough around here. So I've got a regular sewing machine. I've got it set up with black thread in the upper and the lower. Apparently my machine was not in view. Regular sewing needle. Just make sure that the glue is dry before you start sewing. I didn't put any glue on the edge here, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if you did put glue down, just give it a while to dry. Don't be too impatient. And I think I put it down upside down. Ah. I did. I wanted this a different way. Okay, I was able to peel it up. Okay, so now I'm just going to stitch it right here. I think I like stitching because of the texture that it gives. And I've always loved to sew. Even when I was younger, I didn't know how to sew for the longest time. But the summer of my, gosh, when it was like summer before my freshman year in high school, I got the opportunity to spend some time with my grandmother, who is my step-grandmother. And she taught me how to sew. She taught me how to read a pattern, how to work the sewing machine. And I made a couple of things while she was visiting that summer. And then once I learned that, I just kept sewing. I sewed my high school prom dress. I started making wedding gowns. I did all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I caught it. I got it switched around. So, I mean, I've always loved sewing. Okay, I think that's going to be really pretty on there. All right, I'm going to glue that down, and I think I'll lay an acrylic block on it. I'm going to use the smaller nib, if it'll go. Sometimes, okay, there it is. I let it sit, and I forget to clean the little nozzle out. So this is just Aleene's tacky glue in a little squeeze bottle that Jennifer gave me. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay. Okay, getting all of it on there. Okay. Now we'll put that down right here. And I'll put this on top. And while that is drying, I like the way this blue and the black looks together. So I'm going to glue those together. I'm going to use a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Okay. Okay. Now, do we want to put it kind of at an angle here, like that? At the top? If we put this here, and we may stick a little card in here. Let me see what kind of cards I have. I don't know if this is too big. Well, there's some bigger. This is something that Jennifer gave me. We could stick that down in there. Trying to see if I have something small. This is an envelope that my friend Phoebe made out of fabric and I think like starch or something. It's really kind of cool. It doesn't have anything in it, but we could put that in this little tuck spot here. What do you think? Something like that? That gives us a little bit of the purple, gives us that vintage look here. I think like that. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I want to glue this piece down after I get all these thingies out of the way. You are in my way, my dear. In my way. But this is what happens to me. I get it all out. And then within 2 minutes, my whole table is completely covered up. But I have to look at everything and go, ooh, I may want that one. And ooh, I may want this one. But it has helped. If I can put it back in like something like this, I've got little pouches. I was just reusing a bag I had. And then I've got a box behind me that I've been putting stuff in so that I can go back and forth to it. All right, so I'm going to put glue down this. Come on. About like that. And then we're going to put it across this corner here. And then I'm going to put an acrylic block on it. So I think the Aspire to Amazing needs to go up high like that. Oh, you did? Yay! Oh, I hope you have fun with it, Safina. And feel free to ask questions. I have tons of gel printing videos. I would just, not that it helps me any, but it does. Just turn on one of my mixed media playlists on my YouTube and just let it play. Believe it or not, Henry makes fun of me. I will watch my own videos again. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so very much. Jennifer didn't see earlier. We haven't got together yet to use the Peacock stamps that she has for nails. But I found a stamp that's kind of a paisley that I thought would be pretty. And I used some of the powders, the chrome powders. So it has a green and a teal-y green color to it. Okay, I like this. Okay, that looks good. All right, so let's set this aside. Where's my book page? So this, I'm not going to glue it on just yet, but this is going to go on a book page here. And then I'm going to open this up and I want to decorate the inside. So here's what I've kind of preliminary put together, okay? It's a stamping for nail So it is, Julie. It's a weird way to do it. You do it with a stamping plate, which is a smooth piece of metal that's been engraved with a design. You put the paint onto the metal. You have a scraping tool and you scrape the paint away. And then there's a jelly, squishy stamping tool that you roll into the paint and then you stick it onto the nail. It's really fun. Thank you. Okay, I need to drink some water. All right, so here's what I've envisioned for the inside. I had laminated a peacock feather. And my thought was, what if I were to adhere that to the page, maybe do some stitching and stitch it down, and that would create a pocket. I know it's glaring. This was a digital that I got from that same website I was telling you all about earlier that I have my wholesale account with. And my thought was, I've got an envelope that I want to decorate one side of and maybe leave this pretty plain. I may put a couple of stamp designs on it because I thought it looked good behind the peacock feather. Does that make sense? Maybe we'll do some distressing in some greens around the edges. So that's what I'm thinking over here, a pocket. And then over here, I happened to find a piece of wallpaper scrap that's little flowers. And I lined it with some blue paper and I found a couple of images that I thought would be pretty on top. And then here's another image. I'm still working on it. I may have a little digital download that y'all can get that will have some of these images because I found where I can sell them if I go in and alter them and add them as other stuff. So I've been playing around with a couple of things and I may have a couple of pages of complete random peacock ephemera. Does that make sense? They're just all going to be different things, but you know, like this, looking at this, it's just all different, but they go together because they're peacocks. I was trying not to be so matchy-matchy with my additional items. So I want a pocket, and then I found this teal paper that I had used for the eye on the other side. That would be a good backing there. And then this would go in the pocket here. And then the idea is this would flip over and I would have magnets to keep that closed. Does that make sense? You have a lot of boring wallpaper scraps you're going to get rid of? Well, paint them, Julie. Gel print on them. Turn it into something else. A script. Okay, gotcha. A little script stamp. Gotcha. I think I have a stamp laying here we could use. Okay. All right. Well, let's, I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and adhere this to my book page. And I want to fold this in half. And I am going to adhere one side. And then I'm going to adhere the other side because I want to put a magnet down. And I need to make sure that they get the proper placement. So if I do this, I'm going to kind of line it up with my page. Okay. I'm going to put glue here and here and here. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Okay. So I'm going to get a magnet out. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue here, closer to that edge. Drop a magnet in it. since my spoon is here, I'm going to push it into that glue. Okay, so now I'm going to take this half and line it up as best I can. Come on now. All right. All right, so I'm just really pressing where that magnet is and trying to get this all smoothed out. All right, so now I'm going to close this over. I'm going to take another magnet. I'm going to drop it down where the current magnet is. All right, and I'm going to put some glue here. Okay. I'm going to pull this over. There. Okay, so this will be glued down onto my topper piece. And then this, yep, it caught. It caught. I don't know if you can hear the little magnet. These are a 6mm magnet. 6 by 1mm. I don't know if I have a link that's active. If you want these, just let me know and I will put a link in the description box. I just added to my cart, I haven't ordered them yet, a set of 8mm by 1mm. So it's a little bit bigger because I think the bigger might work better in some cases. And then I have some really teeny tiny ones that are, I think these might be 2 by 1mm, something like that. They're tiny. All right, so that, yes, did what I wanted it to do. And this, I'm going to put on this side of the page, but I think what I want to do is I want to go to the sewing machine and stitch right here, and then I will paper clip this into place and stitch this edge here, so then it'll look like it was stitched all the way around. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Thanks, Robin. I don't know if that link works, but try it. So we're going to go back to the sewing machine. We got a two-parter. All right, where's... Oh, you don't go there. You go there. Sewing cam. All right. So I'm just going to stitch real fast down this edge. I could add paper or fabric to the edge. You could also add washi tape. I would recommend that if you use washi tape, that you apply a glue on top of the lamination that would accept that paper, like the Fabri-Tac glue. All right, so now I'm just going to take just a moment and get a couple of paper clips here. There, use this one. And I'm going to paper clip it to the edge here so it doesn't move on me and I didn't have to use glue. Okay, so now I'm just going to stitch on this outside edge here. And that'll add it to my page. I probably should have trimmed it to be a little bit shorter, but we're going to survive. It's hard to see, make sure that I'm on the laminate at this angle. All the colors in here. Okay. We're almost done. Okay. Okay, I think I like how this is looking. So I'll take out the paper clips, and then I have this oversized envelope that I'm going to stick in here. But look at that on our page. I like it. And then this should, if in theory, I try to put it out far enough that it works. It's not perfect, but it works. It's still attached. I wasn't sure if this envelope would be too thick, but I think it'll work. Okay, so that's going to go over here. We need to add some decoration to that. And I've got a little pocket that I want to put here. So I'm going to trim this one down. Let's get my paper trimmer. Okay, thanks, Robin. Yeah, it seems like the other day when I went to look at the magnets that that link didn't work, and I was trying to find one, and I got distracted. But I did order some, or I haven't ordered it yet. It's in my cart to order some 8 by 1 millimeter. Okay, I think I like that to go there. Let's add some distress inks to the edges of that. I'm ready for a crafting retreat. I'm ready to go hang out for like a weekend and stay at a hotel and goof off and make stuff. Yeah, I don't get distracted. What are you talking about? Okay, I think if I put that there, okay, it barely fits, but it fits. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this together. I have a card out here, but I think I'm going to put that in the envelope. Now I'm just looking to see, okay, I don't have to glue this pocket with gussets in order to accommodate my card that I'm going to put in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down in a U shape here. I went to Dollar Tree. I don't, it's been about 3 weeks now. I was meaning to show y'all some of the stuff that I got. I found some rubber stamps. I mean, when it's $1.25, this was a cool stencil that I found. And I don't know if I want to use them yet, but I may use these on the cover, on the corners. Even though they're silver, I've got some gold, so I can kind of add some gold to that. I don't know. There's some fun things you can get out there. Okay, I like that. Let's put this together, and then we'll decorate that envelope. So here I've got a piece of navy cardstock, and I was going to put this down, but I think I want to add a gold edge to this card. Now, with keeping with the glitter, shouldn't we do it with the glitter glue or the glitter embossing powder? Yes, of course we should, Linda. Let's get your pen out. There's 2 locations that I go to. One here in Yukon, and the other location is at North Memorial Road in Pennsylvania. It's a bigger Dollar Tree. And it's one of those that you have to wander around it 2 or 3 times at the one on Memorial. My store is small. It doesn't have as many options as some of the other stores. Oh, that one kind of went wonky. All right. All right, silly question. All right. Kind of fling off some of the excess. Oh, that'll look good with that gold frame. It's just a Dollar Tree Crafters Square. I think that's their brand, isn't it? Or it's something that they've partnered with. Distributed by Greenbrier International from Canada. Right, let's put this back. All right, now, I know you closed before. Why aren't you closing now? What has happened? My drawer wouldn't close. I think I need to rearrange a few things. Okay. Let's heat this up. Yep, that's Dollar Tree. Okay. I mean, it's crazy, some of the stuff. Now, I've heard that their prices are going up. So I don't know when that's supposed to happen. But they're going to have a price hike. And then they're also going to start offering more items at a higher dollar point. Oh, were they hit by a tornado? No, that's terrible. Yeah, we drive by that when we go to Texas. Oh, that's terrible. I like Dollar Tree. But I'm going to be sad if they have to jack up their prices for stuff that I wouldn't have bought. But because it was $1, I bought it. Okay, I like that with the gold. Isn't that pretty with the gold on there? All right, let's glue this together. Oh, you know what? I think we should also maybe use the... should we use a little piece of that tulle? You've seen some of the higher prices already? Well, I know that, they had the one aisle that you would go down, a couple of aisles that would have, $5, $10 items on it. I hardly ever went down that aisle, but occasionally I would go down and I would find something that was in the $3 range that was still reasonable enough that I would buy it. Let's see if we want... Do we want a little piece of this on top of that wallpaper? I'm going to cut it. I'm gonna do it. All right, let's line this up. I may want to trim it down, but I want to start with it bigger so that I could trim it down. And then I was going to put this over the top of that. Can you see that tulle? I think I'm going to put it on there. Because then this whole thing will fit in this pocket. Like that. I think that'll work. Now there's some up to 7. Yeah. Sad. Okay, so this is wallpaper. So I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac, which I think I need a new bottle. Yeah, see, there's so much you can get other places for far less money. All right, I think I'm going to put this back. And we're going to glue this part. I'm almost out I need to put some more acetone in it to get it flowing better. Okay. Now I think I'll just go ahead and put it somewhat in the center. And then I'm going to put my acrylic block on it. Whoopsie. To help smoosh it down. Smush it down! Okay. So I want to use the feather. So what I want to do is go ahead and glue that down. And then I'll look to see if I want to glue down like a rhinestone or something on top of it. This was the plastic insert piece for my peacock feather stencil, which I think is part of the Christmas kit, the Christmas peacock. And it's basically the piece you would throw away, but I saved them. In fact, I think I sent one to everybody that got the kit. But I spray painted it with some Krylon 18 karat gold plate metallic paint. And this is old. I've had this for a long time. It doesn't have a date on it. I just checked it and the sprayer worked and I used it. Let's look here real fast. See if there's something. I've got a green sequin. And, oh, I've got a blue sequin. I think that one's too big. Okay, let's see how that... Oh, come on, get off of me. All right, so if we were to put a sequin, and then maybe that sequin. Can y'all see that? Is it glaring way too much? I think that'll work. I think that would be pretty right there. Okay. Again, having all of those where I can just pull it out and put it down is so handy. All right, I think I still need to put that on there. I'm going to use the gem tack to put a little drop. Put that down. And then we'll put this. There's a little bit that seeped up. I may not need any more. There. Looks good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I think that looks pretty cute, doesn't it? And I have enough of this wallpaper that I think I can do this again. So I may make this another card in the journal because I like the way that turned out. Putting that blue behind the darker image, adding the gold embossing powder, adding this little bit of gold here, then the feather. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, so that's going to go in this pocket. This closes like that. Should I glue this on as a potential pocket? Or do we feel like we have enough with here and here for our pockets? Do we need another pocket on the front that we put stuff in? Y'all can let me know in the comments. All right, so let's, I think this is almost dry, but I don't want to put it down because I still see some glue. So we're going to get this one out, and let's do something on the envelope here. I think what I'll do is I'll get the black ink out. And I think we'll use the stamps. I'm going to clean the feather stamp off. You like that? Okay, good. Okay. So now what I want to do is I think I'm going to just stamp this lightly a couple of times. And then I've got this little text stamp that I made. I haven't added it to my shop yet, so it's not much. It's just a little pattern. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over. Since I've already got it in my hand, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to cover this up, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just add the stamping, and then I'll go ahead and add the stamping. Let's just do it right here. Okay. Put that back over here, out of the way. Drink of water. All right, more pockets. All right, so I want to put something over this. I also want to make it easier to pull it out of the pocket. It doesn't, I mean, it goes down in, but don't we need something that makes it a little bit easier to pull that out? How's that look with the stamping behind there? Just a little bit. I think maybe we'll add a little bit of color. So let's see here. I've got some little fussy cut things. I don't know if that's not big enough. I could frame it and put something bigger on there. I don't want that sticking out that far. See what else we have here. Oh, here's a butterfly. If I were to add some other paper, maybe even just do a piece of ribbon coming out. I think that's what I'll do. I'll do a piece of ribbon coming out. I could still do that with this one as well. I think I'll go with the peacock eye. That's from the Royal Peacock kit. And I've got a tag here we may use. I don't know. Get out all the things and see what I want to use. I may go ahead, if this card will fit. I've got 2 cards here. Let's see if it'll fit in there. Oh, that should fit in there. And then I was going to put this one in there as well. And then you have a couple of cards to journal upon. Yeah, the ribbon, yeah. Yeah, I know, almost, but I think I like the idea of just putting, and then have a piece of ribbon, so this will help it to come out. It's not on the front side, it's on the back side. Now we could put it that way. So let's see how that looks. Let's see what kind of ribbon we want to use. I think or fabric. I have fabric here too. I think I need it to be, that's not the right color, Linda. I've got, I don't know if I want this. I've got this dark purple. I was trying to see if I had something that was glittery or saving all the scraps to use. I don't know. I'm kind of, and I have this piece of a blue. Okay. I have this shade of a blue, And then this one has a purple flower in it. I think I'm going to go with the purple flower. All right, now I got little scraps of fabric everywhere. Maybe we'll use one somewhere else. Okay, so let's look at this. I think if I cut it here and make it, I need it to be deep enough that this little piece of cardstock, when I glue it down, holds it in place. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut this where it comes past, like that. So you have a little bit above and a little bit below. When we pull that out, you'll see all that. I think that'll work. So I'm going to cut this here. And let's glue it. And maybe I may want to go ahead and stitch it into place. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue in here. This was a strip of fabric. What I do is I will tear my fabrics so that you get the grain straight. And then this was the piece that was torn off because it was cut on this side and torn on that side. And I just stick it in this little bin that I have over to the side. And that gives me the opportunity to grab little pieces every so often. I think, you know, it doesn't need a big piece sticking out, just a little bit. So I'm going to glue this down on this side. And I don't know, I may want to stitch it just to help it be stronger. All right, so let's mush that down. I'm going to lay my acrylic block on there for just a moment, and I will put my glue away for a moment. You know, I could do this too. Maybe we won't have to stitch it. I think there's enough glue. All right, so if I put this down here, I'm gonna cut a piece of this tulle. Now, do I want to just kind of scrunch it behind there? We can turn this the other direction. What do you think? I think that looks good. So you can pull this up and then you can still lay it flat. Okay, it doesn't interfere with opening and closing the envelope. And that's a very minimally decorated envelope. But at the same time, it's got a lot of stuff on it, right? All right, let's glue this together. I'll use the Fabri-Tac glue because I added that tulle. And I'm going to try to put a generous amount so that it squishes through all those layers. Okay. You like that? Thank you, Heather. All right, so I'm going to put that. Do I want it this way or this way? I want it this way. Well, now I want it this way. I was trying to decide which way I want it. I think I got it. Okay. So this guy, then, I'm just going to cheat because these are already made and put those down in here. And we can put this in this way if we want, or we could put it in this way if we want it to be a little bit cleaner. What do you think? All right, so now we've got this guy. I didn't add anything on the inside, so maybe we need to stamp in the corner or add something because, you know, this is my journal. Why not? I'm going to add the peacock feather. I found another set of stamps. Where did I put them? Oh, here they are. There's a peacock here in this one. Maybe we'll try that. We'll try that one. Let's see if I can get it off the sheet. Oh, if you're okay, you may not. I may have to look on my back end software. Okay, let's see what this looks like real fast. I haven't used it, it looks like. So is there a definite up and down to that? Does it need to be tilted? Maybe I need to be looking at it that way. What do you think? Is it more this way or is this the right way? I think this is the right way. You see that? If she did it through Streamlabs, I can check it in a moment. All right, I think, yeah, I think that's it. Because that would be its body, you know, kind of resting on there. I don't know what these stamps are. I think they were from, what is that? Oh, thank you, Raven. Thank you. That'll be awesome. I look forward to seeing them. I think I got it at Michael's. And it's been a while since I got it. Oh, I like it. All right, well then, since I used that stamp set, there's a peacock feather in it. Let's get the peacock feather. And get it off of there. Let's see how that looks here. That's kind of pretty. Now, do we want to put it... Let's put it going across the corner over here. Kind of more upright. Oh, I like it. What do you think? Just simple? Use what you got. I think I said earlier, I went to Hobby Lobby because I knew I wanted some gold paint. It was a day that we weren't super busy at the shop. I'm looking to see if there's something else I want to use. I may want to use that sometime soon. And so I said, well, I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby. And I walked around Hobby Lobby for an hour, and all I bought was one tube of paint. I think I want to use this swirly design sometime soon, so I want to keep it where I see it. So I'll use it, especially since I paid 99 cents for this. It was $3.99. I bought that a while back. Okay, so we've got the inside of this decorated. I'm sticking it up just a little bit. And we're going to put this guy on the front here. And I think we were going to put that. What did I do with it? I stuck it back in the envelope, didn't I? I had out a envelope to go in here. Kind of getting that stuck down in there. Okay, I like that. So that'll go here. And the magnet barely works. I wonder. Oh, because of the fabric. Because of the fabric. I don't know if I can add another magnet. Oh, that is not magnets, Linda. Why are you looking in that one? One of these, I had one large magnet, I think, left. That's why I want the 8mm magnets. I have some 10mm, but they're really so much bigger. So I'm wondering if I put this magnet here, it helps that close. It's not perfect, but I could, let's see what happens if I put it here. It helps it. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. This page will be glued directly down onto one of these pages, okay? But this page will have a pocket. So that's what we're looking at overall. So I'm going to glue this back here because it's going to be solid. I don't have to worry about making it a pocket from above. I just want to make sure that this magnet stays in place when I glue it down. Yeah, the tiny ones didn't work as well. This one's a 6mm that I was using, and that's a 10mm. So I thought I would buy 8mm because they would be a little bit smaller than these. That's what I want anyway. I've got them in my shopping cart. Okay, so that's going to go there. And we want this to be a pocket to go on the front. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well make it a pocket that fits the whole page. So let's grab a book page. Let's see if I've got one. I want one thicker. Is this big enough? I can't remember. This one may not be big enough. Yeah, I can use that. Okay. So, do we want this to be a top load pocket or a side load pocket? That is the question. So, if I think it needs to be a top load, and maybe I will put a tag that has a pocket on it to hold some other ephemera. It doesn't have to be super thick because it'll be narrow. Yeah. So I'm going to glue this to where there's a little bit of a lip here on either side. So it gives us a little bit more room for our embellishments or whatever we put behind it. So I'm just going to glue this completely down onto a book page. It'll also make this a little bit thicker. So if you're a person that likes your pages to be thick, this is a way to do that. This is another way if you already have a ready-made journal and you want to add things to the pages. Well, just glue them on, make the thing, and then glue it down. That's kind of how we used to do scrapbooks. Okay. Now I'm just going to fold this over. Okay. I'll unfold it and I'll fold this one up. And then we'll fold this one up. This is just going to allow me to have a little bit more space in my pocket if I need it. That's why I like to do it, because I have a tendency to overstuff my pockets. So cut that at an angle. Cut this corner off. Get rid of the scrappy pieces. All right, so now I want to glue this down. So I'm going to fold this in, fold that in. Make sure that it's right side up. This is going to be my top, so it's going to go like this. Okay. What do you think of this project today? Did I show y'all something different, or give you an idea of how to do something with maybe something you already have, or something that you want to get? Alright, so I'm just going to glue that right on down to this book page. Slide. Alright, so there's a little bit of white showing through here, so I'm just going to get my Distress inks and kind of go around and touch up those areas. I think I might be able to trim that piece. Because it kind of bugs me, so I'm going to try. See if I can see it enough. There we go. Oop. You stay there. Okay. That looks pretty good. So this piece will glue down on top, and then you can flip it open. And we've got an envelope in here. And we've got a little journal card here. And we could add some more things. I thought I saw a taller card. Oh, I've got this pretty card. I'm going to put it in here. And it'll have that little bit of a gold behind there. I got to make sure I'm away from my magnet, but then that will close shut on there. I like it! What do you think? Did I do okay? Yeah, just using the little bits of things. I like how that turned out. All right, so this is going to go back in here, and then this one's going to go here. It may end up that I will have to put a paper clip on here because I'm not real sure how secure these are going to be in that pocket. But as I keep playing with my journal, I mean, you can kind of see, I'll lay each one out here. So I've got 4 done. I need to make 4 more. That's my plan. So here is one we did today. That was last week. And then this was the week before that. And then this was off camera. But I think I'm pretty much staying to my same color scheme, if you will, and putting this together. I'm liking the different elements and layers, trying the mixed media. I really liked making this faux feather out of paper and doing the stamping and the embossing powder on top of it. And I love the green. I'm glad you thought of the green. Green glitter did it. Oh, Tamara, you missed it. Well, you know what? You can rewatch it. It's pretty cool. Yes, and I've got napkins. So I think on my next pages, I have been, where is it? Ugh. Well, I just had them. Oh, here they are. So I've been sticking things into little envelopes of what I thought would look good layered up together. So I will spend a little bit of time in the next few days seeing what else. And I need to make up, I guess, 2 more, because I've got 4 done. Here's 2 more. So I need 2 more layouts to make my other page with. This one from last week is far the most thickest. But I'm really liking how this is coming together. And it's got some bling. Oh, yes. I'll show you. So this is a prototype cover for something else. But my idea was that these 2 pages would be attached. This is extra. Would be attached to the spine back here. They'll be at the front and they'll be at the back. Okay? And I'll make my spine wide enough to accommodate the stuff between here and the cover. Does that make sense? And then in the middle, I'll have a piece of elastic to put in a journal for writing that can be removed so that you have all your pretty stuff, but your journal itself will be pretty much flat. It won't have a bunch of pockets and stuff in it. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm working on a couple of prototypes. This is a journal cover that I'm working on. That my thought was I can put stuff here. There can be stuff put in here. Could even be another journal. Then this is the spine that you can work off of. And then this folds over and it's Velcroed shut. This is what it looks like from the top. So you would have elements here and then a journal coming out this way. So that's kind of some things that I've been playing around with. Does that make sense? All right. I'm liking how it's coming together. It's really cool. That's kind of, I don't know, something else. I wanted to make it to where that center journal could be taken out. So it does not matter that all of these elements are bumpy and, you know, have rhinestones and whatnot. In fact, I can put rhinestones on that other one. I just saw, I didn't use one. I just used sequins. So it's okay if this is bumpy because I'm not actually going to write on top of this. But there's lots of different ephemera pieces to choose from to write on and put it back, or write on, and if I want to put it in the bigger journal, I can. I may also make one of these pages that would have loose pockets that could be put into the other journal, a couple of loose items, so that as I'm writing in that journal, I can move those things around if I want. You like it? Okay. Well, you know, I come up with some ideas. So I've got to design a couple more pages using all my scraps and what I want to use. This one's kind of interesting. I don't know who sent it to me, but these are stickers that are kind of 3D. I mean, they have this weird mylar textured-y stuff. And then they have some foam dots, which I really want to squish. I may put them in a book and squish them. But I thought, well, I've got to figure out a way to use these. And then I'm thinking of a page where I can make a faux file folder. Would y'all like to have ideas for this? I used the punch board to get the shape and then just cut off the excess. So I made a faux file folder, and I just kind of grabbed a couple of things. So, you know, just kind of what I'm going to do is just trying to find ideas that please me, that I'm like, oh, I want to try this, or I want to try that, and see how it goes. So if you have any suggestions, I've got 2 more pages to design, and I'd love to have your suggestions. I've got some more ephemera pieces here. That's probably what I'll use to kind of base some more of my pages. What's the envelope punching board? The envelope punch board by We Are Memories, I think it is. I don't know. I can show you all that next week. And then I've got these stickers that I haven't used yet. So I'm like, I need to use these. So I'm trying to base pages around some of my supplies. And look at this cool stuff. I'm thinking maybe this should go on the spine of the journal. I think that's what it should do. And I've got another piece that I think I want to use on the cover. Where is it? Here it is. Somebody sent me this Peacock image. It's kind of glossy, but it's been roughed up pretty good. And then I had this frame, and I thought, what if I frame that peacock and leave some of this area still out there, because this is 6 inches wide. I'm just talking, y'all, if y'all done with me. So it's 6 inches wide, and on my cover, I think I'm going to make about 6 1/4 to 6.5 inches wide. So that'll give me a little bit more space. But I could use this down the spine. I don't know. I'm still toying around with what I want to decorate the cover with. So I've been trying to collect the things. And then I've got an envelope that I'm trying to put it all together, you know, as I see something. I need to keep doing that for my cover. What else do I have here? I have this pretty cardstock, like a letter card or something. I may need to make a pocket where this can just slide in. I wonder if it'll slide here. It may not be able to fit. I think it's a little wider than my pocket, but I might put it there. I don't know. I don't know. I've just got these things that I'm trying to figure out what to do with. Like, this is a little peacock charm that I think Jennifer gave me. I'm not positive. I know she gave me a couple of little things. I've got this dragonfly pin, I think, or charm. It's a pendant and a charm. And I've got this applique peacock. Then I've got some paper piece peacock and some ribbon. I have these feathers. Look at these feathers. They are got a hook on them. So I thought those would be pretty coming off my spine of my journal as well. So I need to put that with the journal spine. Yeah, it helps you make envelopes and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. So I'm just kind of playing around with, what do I want to use? How do I want to use this? And maybe what I need to do on some of these things is, you know, I printed these, but my printer was being a bad word. And so my printer smeared, so I didn't really use it very much. I need a new printer. My print head is old because the printer is like 5 years old now. But I may go ahead and fussy cut these out and put them in a little envelope so that I can put them in the journal somewhere to use wherever. So that's kind of the little things I'm trying to go through and use. Too many decisions, isn't it? It's crazy. Too many decisions. So, you know, I'm adding the things together and making a plan. Oh, this is something interesting. I buy these envelopes from Amazon. I had purchased one from the Dollar Tree. They're exactly the same size, but the one from Dollar Tree is very inferior to the one from Amazon. This one is so much more rigid. This one is just so wimpy. You can see all the dents and creases in it. This one doesn't get the dents and creases in it as easily. It's amazing. Just spend a little bit of money on the right product. Make sure eyes feel. Sometimes those punch boards can be crazy. All right, let's pick a winner of 200 junk bucks today, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here and hanging out with me. Giving me an opportunity to go through my process of putting this journal together. And the winner today of 200 junk bucks is Safina. I can add that to your account. When you get 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those for a $10 off coupon in my shop. I think one of the ladies that I gave her the coupon, but she hasn't used it, so I think it expired. I'll have to fix that. Let's see, what else? Get what you pay for, exactly. Yeah, get the semi-good quality. Alrighty, well, so next week I will pull out one of these other, probably the one with the file folder, and see what I can put together to finish my journal idea, my concept. Playing around with using a lot of different things, making lots of really thick, oh my gosh, this journal, pockets. I mean, that's just the pages that haven't even gone inside here. But I think I'm going to make it fit. I think I'll make it fit. One there, and I think this one has to go over here. All right, I'm just blathering away. Oh, it's your old email. Well, Bonnie, if you will send me a message with your current email address that works, I can send it to you. You can email me at lindaisrael.com, just as I said it, email at lindaisrael.com. Okay? Y'all have an amazing week. Yes, it will definitely need a closure, and I'm thinking of closure ideas too. I think I want to do a chain across it. I don't know. We'll see. But you're gonna come along for the ride as we go. Y'all have an amazing week. Do something fun, do something creative, and then do something with kindness toward another human being, because you never know, that little act of kindness could be a matter of life and death for them. It just makes their day that much better. So do something kind, do something creative, take good care of yourselves, get some rest, and enjoy life. Y'all have an amazing week, and thank you so very much for being here. Lots of love to everybody. Bye, everybody.